Yo, what's up, guys? It's Phantom here today, and today we got a kind of crazy topic which deals with fighting games. And recently, Evo and all online fighting games, they need to change. We need some change with this. So, with the COVID-19 crisis, Evo moved online. That's a good idea. I always say it's good to have online tournaments. It allows for so much versatility with it, and I think it's great. But then I realized the current gen fighting games we have, such as Street Fighter V, Soul Calibur, Mortal Kombat 11, they don't have the best netcode, and that's a major thing. I got mixed reception with how online works with them, but mainly because the two netcode they use, they don't use it the right way. So it's like when we go to netcodes, we are between delay-based netcode and GGPO or rollback netcode. And let me explain what GGPO is. GGPO, and I actually have an article up, is essentially, because I want to give you guys, actual accurate stuff. GGPO uses a netcode technique called rollback rather than waiting for input to be received from other players before simulating the next frame. GGPO predicts the input they will send and simulate the next frame without delay, using that an assumption when other players' input arrived and any other input didn't match the prediction. GGPO rollback state of the game to the last correct state, then replays all the players' revised inputs. So basically, you're not having the weird slowdown times that come with delay-based netcode. Delay-based netcode waits for them to make an input. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, doesn't that seem a bit more fair? Well, not exactly. Delay-based netcode causes a major slowdown between fights, which it turns a pretty smooth game into either really slow, where there's bullshit moments that happen, or it feels like you're playing a PowerPoint. That is the easier way of saying it. And here's the thing, causing a drastically slowdown is not a great time for tournaments. That's the reason why we play locally, because you don't have to worry about netcode. It's just you and your opponent. And it's legit having the controller there. So that's why a lot of local tournaments are of you either sitting next to each other or you guys have separate screens, but it's still being locally there. There's no netcode to worry about. So, what needs to change? Well, it's pretty easy. Developers, I think that maybe you should have a patch, or when you develop, let's say, the next entry in the Street Fighter series, or in the Mortal Kombat, or even Marvel's Capcom, if that happens, or any fighting game such as BlazBlue or if Dragon Ball FighterZ, you get an updated version. I think maybe GGPO and rollback are the way to go, and why delay based doesn't have to work. Here's the thing, developers can't use that. Well, it costs money. It does, but it's an open source used from the MIT, so it's like you can literally use it. You can use it yourself. That's how Fighting Herds was developed. Them Fighting Herds, the My Little Pony game, was developed using GGPO. Skullgirls had major rollback in GGPO and has great, development system. But I'll get into that. So I've already explained to you what GGPO and rollback netcodes are. Now, here's the thing. At first, GGPO is only used for sprite-based games. So there's actually a list that I actually compiled. So if we're gonna go to GGPO, there was, of course, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. This was one of the first games to actually use it because the developer of the GGPO client made this for Street Fighter 2. Also, there's Marvel's Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes, but this is the re-release. Back in 2009, also used it. Pretty good. Final Fight Double Impact. I haven't played that. Dragon Ball Zenkai Battle, GGPO, pretty damn good. Street Fighter Third Strike Online Edition, considering I used to play this competitively for a very long time, yeah, their GGPO was great. Like, Street Fighter Online Edition, I feel like had the best, connection out of all the ports of Street Fighter Third Strike, and that's coming from someone who's, played competitively. I'm pretty damn good at Street Fighter Third Strike. Skullgirls, a game that I've recently got into, is amazing with this netcode. And this is just the original one, and the other ones also use it. So there's basically a lot of games that have used GGPO, but rollback. Now, believe it or not, a lot of the games that I mentioned that kind of are, need to use it better are actually using rollback netcode. They're using rollback networking, but there are some issues with how they're doing it. So let's look at one of the first ones, which is, of course, Street Fighter V. I didn't know they were using rollback, but they need to implement that a little bit better. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I knew it was because that, out of all the fighting games Capcom has developed lately, has been pretty damn amazing. Also, we can't forget that Power Rangers Battle for the Grid has utilized it and done a great job. Mortal Kombat XL definitely does a good job of doing it. Mortal Kombat 11, believe it or not, I have not had a horrible online experience with that game. So it's essentially, I feel like GGPO and rollback is something that they need to focus on more than using delay-based netcode. Because delay-based netcode, it's a very hard thing to do. And it even affects, comes from your screens, comes from your internet, comes from the type of TV you are using, or monitor you're using. It messes it up in a very weird way. And I feel like maybe, we need to upgrade to rollback. Rollback has been doing great. And if you don't believe me, Fightcade. Fightcade is I wouldn't call it an emulator. I'd say it's more of a way for you to play games that have been lost to time, such as like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, or Marvel Super Heroes vs. Street Fighter, or like the Marvel Capcom 1, or like Windjammers and stuff like that. Basically old ass arcade games, stuff I grew up with when I was a kid. They used rollback netcode for a long time, and it uses the GGPO thing. It's perfect. Playing online is perfect unless you have like a really shit connection. That's on you. But other than that, it's like, yeah. So I'll have more information on Evo as soon as more information comes out. It's been kind of a hectic time, so yeah, kind of give them time, give everybody some time. But overall, that's my thoughts on how we can change and improve on fighting games. I don't know what type of fighting game we use for footage. You might get us some Skullgirls gameplay to show you how great GGPO works. It's the GOAT. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Tell me your opinion down in the comments below. Did you even understand the goddamn word I said? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, comment. I want to know what you guys' thoughts. I want to know you guys. I want to debate. Like I want one of y'all to be like, but GGPO does this. Like I want that. I want that in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.